Respect. It's more than a word. It's an underlying principle of success and humanity. In the U.S. Army, respect is one of our foundation values. It's the reason we can overcome every obstacle and defeat every foe. So if you're interested in joining a team where respect is earned every day, consider joining our team. And now, in addition to earning respect, you may qualify to earn up to $40,000 in bonuses. To find out more, go to goarmy.com/bonus or call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Seaview Quantum Radio Network. I'm your presenter Daniel, and I'm here with your host Claudia Pareco. We want to give a warm welcome to Psychic Crystal Sunshine, Spirit Guide Talk. We are honored to have her join as a team member of our network of spiritual first responders who bring the light of consciousness to our listeners and followers across all nations. Spirit Guide Talk covers 4 shows, each focusing on a type of heaven or higher assistance and the best way to understand and communicate with each of them: spirit guides, angels, deceased loved ones, and ascended masters. Crystal has quickly become an international rising star amongst psychic mediums. She was formerly trained under world-renowned psychic, author, radio and television personality Dr. Lauren Cello. She is a clairvoyant psychic who specializes in psychic services available all over the world via audio recorded readings, phone readings, and also in person at our offices in Ventura, California. Want to jump the long list of callers and get your call today? For only $11, we take your call. Simply submit your payment at www.paypal.me/PURECO/11 and message Claudia Pareco on Facebook or in our chat room and let her know you have submitted your payment along with the number you're calling from. Are you looking for a clairvoyant training program that is both accessible and reliable? Enroll to Crystal's year-long clairvoyant training program. To contact Crystal outside of the show and learn more about her services and academy, please visit www.crystalsunshinepsychicservices.com. Every Friday and Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, join our quantum network of spiritual first responders, bringing the light of consciousness to the world. Now, enjoy the episode of the day.
Thank you, Danny, and welcome everybody to Psychic Crystal Sunshine Spirit Guide Talk. Today we have the episode about the angels. And this is such an interesting topic for me because personally I have always believed in angels, but I have never had a very personal relationship with them. But when I started with Seaview, I started also learning and having more to do with them through the shows that we held, through people that have come and that have mentioned them, or they have shared their experiences with the angels. And what a fantastic help, angelic, white, precious help we have from heaven, and they are always there. They are just pretty much waiting us for say, hey, I need you. And I don't know why we don't do it. Why don't we do it more often? I don't know if we just think they're too busy for us, or I don't know. But they are there. They are always waiting for us to call them. And Crystal is going to connect with them during this show when she reads for you. So we have lots and lots and lots of callers. Again, if you feel like, no, I have to talk to Crystal and I want to jump the long list of callers, use PayPal me -Pureco, PURECO 11. That means only for $11 you can jump the long list of callers and also say thank you to Crystal Heinemann that way. So now let's bring Crystal Sunshine to the show so she can teach us a little bit more about these precious beings of light. Welcome, Crystal.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Claudia. Thanks so much for having me today. I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so excited to bring forward this information. And Claudia, as you were speaking, you have 4 angels around you right now, and along with a long list of spirit guides that really support you. But right now, you've got 4 front and center, so they're very excited to be working with you.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I'm so excited. Yeah, they're very strong in your space. And so, I hardly slept last night because the angels were so communicative with me all throughout the night, and I was getting downloads. So I'm so excited to be here and sharing space with everyone. And if you want to know more about working with your angels and who you work with specifically outside of today's radio show, if maybe we don't get a chance to have an extensive reading, I offer a really beautiful service called Spiritual Team Introduction, in which I bring forward your highest and best guides and angels in a reading, and I describe what they look like, how each one supports you individually, and how you can best work with each one, essentially leveraging your life and your information. Because, of course, if we know exactly who they are, somehow as humans, that allows us to open up a clear line of communication with them. And for all of you lovely listeners out there, whether you're live or in archives listening to this, if you purchase a Spiritual Team Introduction from my website, which is crystalsunshine.psychicservices.com, and you mention Spirit Guide Talk in the comment form, I'll offer you a free 1-question psychic answer. I also have a new Clairvoyant Psychic Development Program, as Claudia mentioned, or as Danny mentioned at the beginning, and that's starting the first week in May. So if you're interested in learning how to develop your innate psychic abilities, because we all have them, it's just about awakening them, as well as learning how to communicate with your own spiritual team and possibly clients or students of your own, including angels, or maybe you're just curious about how the universe works from a metaphysical perspective, then you can join my program. We have so much fun, and it'll honestly change your life. You're never going to be the same. So if you visit my website, crystalsunshine.psychicservices.com, you can sign up for a free introductory class on April 29th, or you can enroll and claim your spot, as class size is definitely limited, so we could keep an intimate space and I could work with you all individually. And we're filling up pretty quickly, especially after this show, so I'd be honored to be your teacher. But why we all came here today is to talk about angels, right? So let's talk about angels and who are they? Well, we all have angels with us, just like I read 4 in Claudia's immediate space right now. And that doesn't mean that she's limited to 4. That just means that there's 4 working with her at this very moment. If I read her in an hour, she may have 6 or 10 or 2. All of us, from the moment we're brought into this incarnation here on Earth in our physical body, we're blessed with guardian angels. And the way I see them is a very high vibrating, very light energy standing around you. And they're usually about 3 to 4 feet tall. And they usually stand almost like a foot in front of my client that I'm reading. And so that's how I could, almost like guarding your space. That's the guardian. So that's how I read guardian angels. And those are usually the people that have had, I can read sometimes 2, and then sometimes they have like 3 or 4. And it's just a matter of if you want to call them in or not. Everyone can ask for more. And of course, there's several other titles of angels, but since this is only an hour show, we're going to limit the talk to guardian angels and archangels. And archangels, oh my goodness, I love working with them so much. They're essentially the managers overseeing all of the other angels. And I can tell it's an archangel because their energy is so large. It's so vibrant. It's almost loud, if you can imagine, where I can't miss reading them. Their presence is very strong, very powerful, yet so loving and egoless. So when I see an archangel in your auric field, in your energy field, it's definitely because they have a message to deliver. And the way that I read them is, like I said, they almost look like they're 7 to 8 feet tall. They usually stand a little bit behind, whereas the guardian angels stand in front. They usually stand a little bit behind, sometimes over. And each one has a specific color that identifies with them, and so I know who I'm reading. And sometimes it's a symbol, or sometimes they just tell me their name. But I've worked with them for so long now that, right away I can tell exactly who it is. And each one has a specific message. And angels love everyone unconditionally. They're not specific to anyone. They love all of us unconditionally. And in my many conversations with the angels, I work with them all day throughout the day, and of course when I'm reading clients as well, and they've told me that there's no positive or negative or good or bad. It's more of a lower or a higher vibration that we choose to incarnate at. It's like we all came in to live an experience, so it's whether it's a higher vibration or a lower vibration experience. And some tend to have a lower vibration experience, people, and others tend to have a higher vibration experience or lesson, and that's just their lesson. It doesn't mean that it's good or bad. It's just that's the lesson that they wanted to learn when they incarnated into body. And so no matter what our path is, higher or lower, the angels guide us and believe in us. They focus on our divine and our potential of what we really came here to experience. Because we all came here to experience something. That's why we're here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have taken a body. And it doesn't matter whether you're a believer or whether you're a skeptic, because angels believe in you. So how can you communicate with angels? And believe me, you already are, even if you don't know it. And, of course, you can always enlist someone like me for direct communication, or you can either communicate for yourself out loud. You could think it, you could write it, you could visualize it, or you can affirm it. Any sort of communication, the angels are going to hear you. It all works for them. The only caveat that angels have with us, as well as our spirit guides and our ascended masters and our passed over loved ones, the only caveat that sticks with all of them is this thing called free will. When we incarnate into the physical plane, into an earth body, we're given free will, which means that each one of us makes our own decisions and actions. Therefore, angels and your spiritual team will only act if you ask them. That's why it's so important to open up that lines of communication. Of course, all of the forms of communication work, just like I said. So all we have to do is ask. And another beautiful thing is angels are limitless. They're absolutely limitless. So no question or request is too big or too small. And I know I get a lot of clients that say, oh, my goodness, I don't want to bother them. That's why they're here. They're here for us to bother them. No task is too little, too small. And, yes, you could totally ask for that perfect parking spot. Yes, you can, because they want to help us no matter what. All of this is along our journey. Maybe that perfect parking spot actually allows you to move out of stress and anxiety, and that's the lesson that you had to learn that day. So never underestimate what your request is. And I also want to talk about real briefly before we get into readings. Recently, about the last week or two, I've had Archangel Gabriel coming in very, very strong. Now, angels are they're kind of genderless, but some of them take on a more feminine or a more masculine presence when they show me. And I view her as more of a feminine energy. Some people think of her as Gabriel, but I think of her as Gabriel because that's just how she shows up to me. And she's been showing up in some of my clients' space recently, and very, very strong with a definite message and then about after the third one, I went home after a session and I was like, I have to go to meditation with Archangel Gabriel and figure out why is she coming in so much. And what she told me was so beautiful, that she's really, being that she's the messenger of God, that she's really starting to come in and for the future light workers. So when I read her, the message is that you're a future light worker, and you're being brought forward to bring forward more of your light worker. And that energy really can be professional, or it can be in your personal space. It doesn't mean that you have to be a professional light worker. Just walking along the street with a smile, is definitely healing in that space. So I wanted to share that about Archangel Gabriel. And without further ado, let's take some calls. Are you ready, Claudia?
Yes, of course. Okay, so
Excellent.
let's go to the south. Let's go to Georgia, and let's bring Kimberly to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, how are you? I'm great.
Good.
How are you?
Excellent. Thanks. I love Georgia. So welcome. All right. Yeah. Just as I thought, you have Archangel Haniel coming in for you, and she is one of my absolute favorites. I'm not quite sure. Are you familiar with Archangel Haniel?
I am.
Oh, okay. Of course you are, because she's with you. Of course you are. So for all of our listeners out there, Haniel, she's really the divine feminine archangel. She comes in, she helps not just exclusive to women, because we're really moving towards a time and space where we're going to start carrying the divine feminine and the masculine energy, both genders. I mean, it's really about finding that beautiful mix. So she's not exclusive to just women. However, she does show up in a lot of women's space. And, her gift is also, she really opens up your third eye, which of course is your sixth chakra, which is your clairvoyance. And that's why I always say this is your God-given gift, because we have an entire body chakra that is dedicated to our clairvoyance, which is our clear sight. And we have 7 body chakras, and they all carry different information. And we've got one dedicated completely to our third eye. And that is really Haniel's gift, is really working that sixth chakra, that third eye. So, and she's also associated with Venus and the moon, anything really feminine. Now, I'm asking how you can work with her. And what she says is that, you two have an open relationship. so you two, the way that she shows me is it's almost like a ping pong match or a tennis match, where it's she hits a ball over to you and then you hit it back to her. So which shows that, you have an open line of communication with each other. And it's really ding, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And so you hear her clairaudiently, whether you know it or not. And you see her, too. I don't know if it's in her physical form that you see her, but it's almost like you see and feel the energy. When you feel your clairsentience, which is our clear feeling, and your clairvoyance, it's almost like they're DNA strands, and they tie together. So it's and that's also a tennis match for you. It's one, it goes left brain, right brain almost, where it's you feel it, then you see it, and then you see it, and then you feel it. So you're very, very open. And, Archangel Haniel loves that. She's been working with you for quite some time. And the way that she's showing me, is in your meditation space. And, of course, whatever your meditation space is, I feel like you do have a practice, and that she really, the way that she's showing me is you're sitting in lotus position, and, of course, this could be a metaphor or not, and she literally is right behind your pineal gland, which is located in the back of your head, and that's connected to our sixth chakra, our third eye, because our pineal gland actually feeds our sixth chakra. And she actually stands right there and really works your clairvoyance, and she's right there. So it's almost about ear, if you were to draw a line across your ear, like that's where she is for you. So I believe that she is who you hear most frequently, that's the, your clear audience. That's really her coming through most frequently. And she's very dominant in your space.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you work with her a lot?
Yeah, her and Archangel Michael and Jophiel.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Let me guess, you're a natural beauty.
Thank you.
Yes, you don't have to be modest. You are a natural beauty. Yeah, whenever I see the energies of like Jophiel and Haniel, because Jophiel's on, I'm getting it on your right, that she's the archangel of beauty. So both of them are such like divine feminine energy, and let's face it, like most of the archangels come across as more of a masculine energy, and so you're really running this beautiful divine energy, and I would very much take the gamble that you're naturally beautiful, and people of both sexes are very drawn to you. That's a good thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Own that. You deserve that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kimberly. Okay, so now let's go to Colorado and let's bring Marilyn.
Hi, Crystal. This
Hi.
is Marilyn.
Hi,
Hey.
Marilyn. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well. Yeah, things
Good.
are going good. I'm so curious to connect with you and the angels through this message, whatever you might have for me. So excited.
Yeah. Well, I have two messages actually. I have Archangel Uriel coming in, very, very dominant in your space. And Archangel Uriel, the way that I know that it's him is he really comes in like a flash of gold. Like, so I think that you see that in your space. Like if you close your eyes, all of a sudden you'll see like it's almost like a lightning bolt. If a lightning bolt was like a caricature, that like that bit of almost like pixie dust, that gold that just kind of flashes. Like when your eyes close, all of a sudden it's like there's that little that light goes on. That's Uriel, and he always comes across like very, very quick. And I love working with him because he's the archangel of wisdom. And he does really open, and so he feeds wisdom into your soul. The way that he's showing me right now is he whispers into the left side. It's the left side of your ear. That's where you get your downloads from, and he just really provides a lot of wisdom for you. I wouldn't be surprised if you're that person that just kind of knows things.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just know, you don't really, like know why you know, but you just know, and that's really your that's really your clear cognizance, your clear knowing, and that's because your seventh chakra is just completely wide open, and Archangel Uriel sends you all of this wisdom. So yes, it's a part of you. Your higher self is just one of those that just really, really knows. And then on the side, you have Archangel Uriel that just is really passing along a lot of wisdom to you. So you just know, and have faith that what you know is correct. So always have faith in that. Yeah. And I do feel that sometimes you have to like hold back what you know because you don't want to be a know-it-all. But you know it all.
That's so true.
Yeah. Well, that's Archangel Uriel. Yeah. And you, of course. So of you, you're a very, very old soul. Yeah. You have lived lifetime after lifetime. And the way that, I love that. And the way that Uriel is showing me is actually that you two are friends, that he really is one of your dominant spirit guides. Yeah, if you feel like that warmth around you, he's really, and he's known as like the God of light. He's like angel wisdom, philosophy. He helps you with like new ideas and insight. So how you can utilize him is you already have an open lines of communication with him, but the way that I hear it is it's more like your best way to communicate with him is in your thoughts, speak to him in your thoughts. Like it seems to be very in your head, if that makes any sense. So open up the dialogue. Okay, good. Open up the dialogue that way. And if there's ever a time where it's like, well, I think that you have a limitless amount of ideas that stream through you. So I don't think that you're like lacking ideas, but if you ever really want to take it to the next step, just go ahead and call in, Archangel Uriel for maybe more clear guidance or whatnot. But you two, you work together lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Yeah, and when you go back home, and I call that the real world, that's when your light body exits your earthbound body and you actually are able to go home, you and Archangel Uriel, your buds. Like for lack of better terms, it's more so like you two kind of like bounce off ideas, like you two philosophize together, like there's a real like mutual respect between each other, and you just kind of show me like, you bounce off ideas with each other. So he just says right now, and I'm getting angel bumps with this, and I always know that that's 100%. That's my proof that it's 100%. That it's an honor to guide you. That it's an honor to guide you because, like your colleagues in the real world, when you are just your soul aspect, your light body, you're actually colleagues. So, and he respects you so much for taking body and, going through life's lessons because let's face it, like Earth is hard. It's the school of hard knocks. Yeah. It's very difficult. It's much easier just to stay in a light body and not incarnate. It's a school of hard knocks, and it's very, it's difficult not to be the wounded healer here on Earth. And so he really honors you for taking body. And so he says it's his pleasure to be right there with you and, giving you your like next step information. So it's really, really beautiful. Yeah. And I also have Archangel Jeremiah that comes in very, very strong for you. And so interesting, like my body temperature changes all the time. So it was just cold when I spoke with Uriel, and now like I just got a hot flash. And Archangel Jeremiah, he helps us heal our emotions. And so it's that wounded healer energy, that I read in your space that so he really is here to help you heal your emotions. And it's like he really allows us, and that's why him and Uriel work very good in your space. It's very beneficial in your space because, they work together. And it's like as Uriel is offering you wisdom, Jeremiah, he helps you heal, but then he also takes it from not like such an emotional perspective and allows you to almost kind of see your life in review and like take inventory and then assist you, because I would imagine you're the type that, I know you're the wounded healer, but I would imagine you're the type that doesn't get too emotional. And that's because, meaning that if something happens, you're able to really get a good hold of it, like you ingest it, you allow yourself to feel, but you are not reactive to that emotion, that you actually take it into your intellectual space, and then you think about it, you take review of it, you kind of take inventory of it, and then you act into what your next step is. But I don't feel that you're reactive in your emotional space. And that's because you have Archangel Jeremiah there, who really allows you, it's almost like he's a filter, if you could imagine that. It's almost like a filter. Yeah. So it's like, it's really, like, this is a really beneficial combination. I haven't read this to someone before, so this is really beneficial. It's like it's a filter. So, like, when something happens emotional in your space, it, like, filters through Jeremiah, and then it allows you to just, like, take it into your intellectual space. So you're quite blessed.
Thank you so much. That is so helpful.
You're so welcome.
Crystal.
Oh, good. Is it? Oh,
and
good.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay, so now let's continue and let's come to Philadelphia and bring Donna to the show.
Hi, Donna.
Hello. Hi.
Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I said yay, everyone, because I lived in Center City, Philadelphia for 10 years. It was all throughout my 20s. It was some of the best times in my life. So I have great affection for Philadelphia. So thank you so much for calling in, Donna. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And, I lived there in the 90s, and so in the late 90s. And, that was a time where it was really seeing that revival. And it wasn't like the foodie town it is now. They were still really working on that city. And I remember not many people had an affection for Philly, I think because the sports teams, everyone's so into them. And so if you weren't from there, you weren't really for Philly. And I've always said that you just have to visit that city, and it has such a great energy. And anyone that ever visits Philly, always walks away going you know what, it is a great city. But I think it is one that you have to visit to get the really good energy from it.
Exactly.
So welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. I just had a question. I don't know if the angels or anything. I was dating someone named Argan, and I was just wondering if the angels or anything could tell me what happened with him. He just drifted away, stopped answering my calls, and.
Mhm. Yeah, right away what I get is Archangel Raziel is in your space. And Archangel Raziel, he heals spiritual and psychic blocks, and actually the secrets of, he teaches the secrets of metaphysical stuff in the world. And what he gets with this is the word that he comes through very, very clear with is retreat, that he just retreated. And so I asked, I want to know a little bit more about this. And so I asked, and what he says is he just wasn't at your vibration. And when our vibrations aren't matching, people react in just a different way. They'll either just fall off the earth, essentially, and you don't even hear from them, or they just kind of go quiet, or they just retreat, the word is what I just got, retreat. It's they don't know why they start to get uncomfortable in your space. It's almost like if you can imagine this, and I work with a spirit guide healing master. His name is Sabu, so a lot of my communication comes from him, and he always shows me my visuals that I need to see. And what he just showed me was it's like putting two magnets together, and you just can't force them together, and there's that barrier in between. That's what it is when our vibrations just don't match. And you really, it's those relationships that you're just I have no idea why. Why, what happened. And it's just a matter of your vibrations not really matching. And that's okay. And what I get is that, you're on a bit of a spiritual path. You're raising your vibration, you enjoy this work, and he's just not there yet. However, I do see that, I'm asking Archangel Raziel to actually, allow him to start opening up a little bit more. And I see him take 3 large steps. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do hear from him once he starts to open up more. And maybe 3 to 4 months is what I'm getting. But I'm also getting is just allow him to retreat, just allow him, nothing you can say or do is going to bring him into your space if that's what you wanted. And I do think that he's going to come back around. And what my healing master is saying is to just work on the metaphysical side with him, work on the energy side. And whenever you think of him, send whatever message you want to send to him, whether it's I forgive you, whether it's I love you, whether it's call me. Just work on it energetically and send those messages to him. And if you want him, I think he'll come back into your space.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking more if it was another woman or...
I don't really know about that, I'll be honest with you. I don't really think that's the lesson in that. Let me see. No, I really don't feel that. I mean, there may be or may not, but that wasn't the reason. Yeah.
So, Crystal, what you're saying to her, to Donna, what I understand is and something that my guy told me one time. It was when you vibrate at a different level, you disappear from that, from people that are at a different level, and it's actually they cannot see you. So sometimes that happens when you vibrate higher, lower, just different, not better or worse. Is you stop being on other people's radar because you disappear and went to another, which is good if that's what you are doing in your self development phase. Is that's what you want to happen? Is just to disappear because you're getting to another vibration, and just like you said, he might vibrate back to that because everyone is being pulled up. So let's see what happens in 3 or 4 months. Is that what you meant also?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for articulating that so well.
Thank you. So now we're going to go to North Carolina, and we're going to bring the first male of the show, John, with us.
We love our men. Hi. I didn't catch your name. I'm so sorry. I know we spoke earlier, but I'm sorry.
John.
Hi, John. Well, Archangel Michael comes in so strong for you, and I know that you feel that. And it's so funny because you have like two really masculine energies, angels around you. So I wouldn't doubt that, you do, like, you're a man's man. And, so Archangel Michael comes through very, very strong for you. And I love working with Archangel Michael. He is one of my guides as well. And I actually call him forward. Whenever I get ready to read, I have like a whole setup routine of, what I do and I call it finding my reading space. And it's a bunch of psychic tools I use, and I ground, and I call in all of my guides I work with. And Archangel Michael is who I always call in to protect my space and all of my clients' space, as well as like open up the digital information. Because if you're ever having like any digital issues or computer issues, that he actually can help with that too. So he comes in really, really strong for you. So does Archangel Metatron. But I want to talk about Michael first. And Michael, he is like God. Like that is how, like, he's said to be the one that's closest to God. And he releases us from fear and doubt and protects us, basically. He's really considered one of the most powerful archangels. And he lends courage to us. He's really, really beautiful. And so he comes in very, very strong for you. And he actually, this is very cool, he actually stands in front of your aura, and then you have your two guardian angels behind him. But he actually stands right in front of you, and he has his sword with the tip actually pointing in, like touching the earth. And the way that what's beneficial about this is that he's always like right in front of you, protecting your path. And so if you feel that your path is protected, like you, I don't know, like I feel that you really aren't like ever really in too much of harm's way. It's because even if you had like close calls, Archangel is walking your path and like clearing it out for you. It's almost like, going through the jungle with a machete or something. He's like literally like clearing your life path in front of you. So with his sword, it's really beautiful. So he is very, very strong in your space. So that's Archangel Michael. And so I'm asking, how best can you connect with him? And he said, when you go for walks, if you ever walk, if you're a runner, if you're a hiker or something, it doesn't have to be in nature, but connect with him when your legs are in forward motion. I know that may sound really goofy, but they talk in this language that, is a little bit different from ours. But it's about like whenever you're in forward motion, find your space with him that way. And you can talk to him out loud when you're alone, if you feel like you can, out loud, as well as in your thoughts, and actually in your creative space. Are you creative by chance?
Yes.
I thought so, yeah, because he shows me, and it might be a metaphor, because he shows me if you're painting or writing, whatever your art is, that the thought, this is beautiful, the thoughts that are streaming through your hand as you create, that's your conversation with Michael. And that's how the two of you really create together. And that's your best form of communication, as your thoughts are flowing through your creative channels, is what he says. And that's really when your communication with him is most open. So it's almost as if you're kind of channeling Michael as you're doing your art, your creation space, whatever your creation space is. Yeah. I love that. And so he just said that he call upon him, like if you ever do kind of feel stumped or whatever, and call upon him, and he will definitely help you with that. And do you write as well?
I have not. Well, I write music, yes.
Okay, yeah, of course. Yeah, because he shows me you writing something. So, yeah, absolutely. And that's, he's always with you in that space. So, yeah. But also you have Metatron above you. And what he does is he actually stands, and he I'm asking, so what specifically does he do? Because, he does so much. So he actually governs your 8th chakra, which is, if you're familiar with our chakra system, it's about 18 centimeters above our 7th chakra, our crown chakra, like at the top of our forehead. And it's our first external chakra, and that governs our higher self. And so he actually governs your higher self, and not necessarily governs, meaning he dictates or anything like that. He works with your higher self, and he shines his Merkaba star in your higher self. So it's like you are a healer. And what he says to me is that through your music, through your creation space, this is your healing work, that you are a light worker, whether you know it or not, that this is pure like downloads. And yeah. And, and Metatron works with sacred geometry, which is all about music as well, right? Like everything could be divisible with, shapes and stuff. And so that's actually through your music as well. And so as you're creating, he holds his Merkaba star over your 8th chakra, and then it just allows all of your healing properties to just come forth in whatever you're doing in your creation space. And that's really your light worker work, is through your creation space.
I gotta tell you real quick.
Yes.
I
Please.
Not only am I a musician, but I paint, and I paint stars. I paint sacred geometry. So,
of course
yes.
You do. Of course you do. Yeah.
That's
I saw
awesome.
you with a paintbrush too. Yeah. I saw you with a paintbrush, and so I knew that. And then it was really funny. Thank you so much for saying that. It was funny because you showed me with yourself with the paintbrush, and then I saw you writing music as well. And so I'm so glad that you said that. So thank you. Yeah, and continue that work. Because that carries a high vibration in itself. And whoever views your art is going to receive that healing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dawn. And
thank you
share with us your work, if you like. You can find me on Facebook. I'm Crystal Sunshine Psychic Services, or Crystal Heinemann, or, of course, through Claudia's contacts. Show us your work. We would love to see it, and we would love to share it.
I'd love to. Thank you.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
And that is so awesome, Crystal, that this reading was, it's so close to my heart, because I'm an artist too, and whenever I paint, that is my intention, that whatever goes, because I sell my paintings, so whatever goes out, it's going to heal whoever gets it. So, yeah, I know that that's the way it works for John too. So that was awesome.
Yes. We're so much more than what we are here on this earth plane. Right?
Yeah,
so whether we know about it or not, like that art you're creating, whatever form you're creating, it does carry this beautiful vibration. And I love it when we become aware of that.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go
Thanks,
with
Claudia.
someone that you know, and this is Linda for 3 Rivers.
Hi, Crystal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much. Thanks for calling in. I'm so honored. All right. Well, let's talk. Well, my light worker. Archangel Gabriel comes in very, very strong for you. And actually, you have three that are coming in very, very strong. And I'm absolutely not surprised because you're so open yourself. And so I want to talk about, like, who's coming to me first. And, of course, it's Archangel Gabriel. And I don't know if you caught the beginning of this segment, but I had been having very open communication with Archangel Gabriel recently. As far as her showing up in a lot of my client space and my student space. And she's really wanting to step forward. Of course, she's the messenger. She's the one that when Mary found out, she was having Jesus, like it was Archangel Gabriel who actually gave her that message. She really is a messenger. So when she comes in, I'm always like, I know there's a message there. So she's really been wanting light workers to really come out even further. So she's been really showing up in a dominant space when that light worker is really needing to get their work out, or they're about to get their work out, or they are already out. But it's a matter of like, keep on doing what you're doing. Your light is shining so bright. And, like, move it forward. Like, now is your time. Like, we need all the light workers we can get. So, like, now is your time. And whatever your healing practice is. And her message to you is just about grace. Like, ease and grace, ease and grace. Like, that's, like, the path of least resistance for you, is to just, like, carry the energy of ease and grace. And it's so beautiful. And, of course, you are. And I love that. So let me ask her how it's about that. I'm asking how you can communicate with her a little bit more. And she showed me a sunset. So it's a matter of like, it's almost like communicating with the sunset if you can. If you're in a position where you can watch the sunset, communicating with the sunset is really communicating with her. And she stands behind your right ear. Like that's how she's coming in. And she's going to keep downloading you with information about your light worker work. So, and then on the other side, so that's on your right ear, we have Archangel Uriel on your left ear. We already spoke about Archangel Uriel, but it comes through in a little bit of a different manner for you. Of course, he's the Archangel of wisdom and like knowingness, and you too just know. You just know, you just know, you just know. And again, it's that like he comes through most communicative in most of my clients and students, as well as my space, is that flash of like gold light, that really quick gold light. And it's almost like his signature move, if you can say that. It's like his signature move. So look for that with your eyes open as well as with your eyes closed. And this is actually like he comes through, and it is in sync with Archangel Gabriel about bringing forward your light worker energy. But it's also about like partnerships, which is very interesting. It's about friendships. It's about partnerships. It's about having that like wisdom in your relationships. Like you do tend to be like the one that gravitates towards partnerships and really wanting like the best for other people and to like put your partners up on a pedestal. And that's really like the energy of Archangel Uriel and how he's helping you with that. It's like that's part of your path in this lifetime, is about like your beautiful partnerships. And it does feel it's in your personal as well as it's in your professional space. And with that, of course, we all have dichotomy pictures, right? Like that could be like your most strife is in your partnerships, but it also can be like the most beneficial in your space as well. And so that's Archangel Uriel that really comes through. But it's that he comes through as very, very warm for you. And so he really works through your partner space with you. And then you have Archangel Raziel, who actually stands behind you in an exalted position, if that makes sense to you. It's like you're just kind of standing with his arms out and like lifting you up. And so it's like, and the way that he shows me is he actually comes into your heart space, into your heart chakra, and then just completely lifts your heart chakra up to where you really do lead with your heart space. Like that's the energy that most people read first. And of course, you could go back to Archangel Gabriel, you know, allowing you to run that energy of like ease and grace. And Archangel Raziel like comes in as like, of course, you're all about the light worker today. You know, he's the archangel for like spiritual and psychic blocks and teaching metaphysics and anything esoteric. I mean, that's who he is. So I really do think that that you do enter into like a teaching space, that very like senior space. And the message that he has specifically for you is, and that's why he's showing me the metaphor of standing in an exalted position, is have faith. Like, have faith that you are on the right path. Have faith that you are a light worker, however that translates in your world, whether it's professional or whether it's personal, you know, whether it's just that smile on the street. That have faith and just know that this is who you are. That is who you signed up to be. And this is it's kind of part of your next chapter is what I'm hearing. It's like moving through this. But his main message is to have faith. And always look to your heart in your faith space. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. That's what I needed to hear, my lovely.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much.
I love you so much.
Hear that. Love you too.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so more and more good readings and messages of love. So now let's go to Long Island and let's bring Suzanne to the show.
Oh, hello.
Hi,
Thanks for taking my phone call.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for for sharing space with us and being so open. And
thanks. I just wanted to see what the angels had to say, either about love life or about a job that applications I just sent out to bus companies to be a bus monitor or anything like that. And I just went on a blind date last night and it seemed to work out.
Well, the message I get is spread your wings. Like today, like right now, the energy is like spreading your wings, which you are. I mean, that takes a really big step to go out on a date, and it takes a really big step to apply for new jobs. And so it's actually Archangel Ariel that comes through, and she's saying to spread your wings, and you are, which is really, really beautiful. And Archangel Ariel, she comes through as she really helps with your manifestations. Like she's very powerful. She's known as like the lioness of God. She helps provide our physical survival needs. So, of course, our physical survival needs are jobs, right? So, and that's in our first chakra. Our first chakra holds all of our survival information, how we get our food, how we get our shelter, how we get our clothing. So it's no surprise that she comes in and she's really, really helping you throughout this. And I do think that that is a right move for you, either one of these jobs that you're applying for. I think you'll have a choice. I think it's going to be divinely guided. I think that the path will actually be chosen for you just to make it easier on you. And so really work with Archangel Ariel as far as like manifesting this. You know, that's what she says is like, work with me. I'm right here. Communicate with me. Which one do you want? You know, be specific. Maybe write it out is what she says. I write my soul contracts out in a PDF form, and I keep it next to my bed, and it's almost like a prayer, and I work through it. And I would suggest, and so is Archangel Ariel, there's something about writing it down for you that's really going to help. And I don't know if you're ever into like crystals or gemstones, but I see that you take a rose quartz, and maybe you can get one.
Oh, my
if you
God,
don't have
I just
one.
bought one.
Of course you did. Yeah,
I have it in my pocketbook right now. I left it praying to meet a nice man, and I put it into my bed, but now it's in my pocketbook.
Yes, you are. Yep. Well, that comes through very, very strong. I'm so glad that you said that. So it's that rose quartz that is really going to help you manifest both this job as well as a man. And so I love that. So go ahead and write down exactly what you want. Write down exactly what you want in a man. Write down exactly what you want in a job. Put that rose quartz right over that document. Keep it by your bed. Carry that rose quartz, by your heart whenever you want to. And Archangel Ariel is really going to work through both of those energies for you. And so you can really, and the way that she's telling me, the way that she's showing me is you hold that rose quartz, and it's almost as if it's like a worry stone or something. That's just a name. It doesn't have a, I don't want you to worry about the fact that it's a worry stone. It's like you rub it in your hand, and you rub it and you talk to Archangel Ariel that way. And as you're, working through what you're wanting to manifest, as you read that every night, you're holding that rose quartz and you're just rubbing it. And that's really your true connection with Archangel Ariel. And it's not a surprise because whenever I read her, she comes in as a very pale pink. So you knew that Archangel Ariel is with you. That's why you were drawn to that rose quartz. So it's really
Does she have
great.
anything to say about my son?
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him. That's what she has to say. Don't worry about him. And I know that's so hard. I mean, as a mother, how can you not worry about him? But he's on his own path, and he's being divinely guided as well. And if you can, try to separate emotionally, not meaning don't not talk to him or anything like that, but just understand that he's on his path, and they love him so much, and they're there and they're guiding him. And, he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Yeah. Try not to worry about him so much. I know, but that's just a mother's place, right, is to worry. But, no, he's good.
And
say that again, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you.
And one thing that I get for is that do not compromise. It's like she's writing down those things that she wants. Keep your faith that it's gonna be that way. Like, don't compromise and say, well, no, you deserve that. So now let's go to Connecticut, and let's bring Anne to the show.
Hi, my name is Anne Crystal. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, my goodness. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for calling in. All right. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Good. Well, one we haven't worked with today, Archangel Sandalphon is coming into your space. And I love Archangel Sandalphon. And the way that I read him is, and of course everyone reads everyone different, but this is just, what I've learned in my book of tools. Archangel Sandalphon comes in, and he kind of governs your Earth Star chakra. Like, he kind of keeps you grounded to Earth, and perhaps maybe you've had more of a difficult time grounding yourself to Earth sometimes. Maybe it's so much easier to just kind of pop out of body and not really, be here. And so Sandalphon really is helping you ground to Earth. And it's a really, really beautiful thing. Yeah, and so I wouldn't be surprised if your connection to Mother Earth is really heightened. Do you enjoy nature?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And this is really Archangel Sandalphon. And he was the prophet Elijah who ascended to become an archangel, and he serves many, many, many purposes. But he really is here to help you heal. And I don't know. Are you musically inclined by any chance?
I can sing well.
Yeah. I think that you can expand on that a little bit more. Like, if you wanted to open up about your vocal cords and actually work through that more, I think that's part of your healing work. Because Archangel Sandalphon, he comes in and he assists musicians in their healing work. And so I really think that's something that you can expand, and the vibration that your vocal cords carry actually heals people. So I really think that you can expand on that, maybe take some classes to kind of learn a little bit more, but I really think that you can expand on that because Archangel Jeremiel also comes in really strong for you. And again, Jeremiel, he helps us take review of our life. So it's the way that I feel is that, and he's also with dreams. Have you been dreaming a lot?
Yes, I dream. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. And I will write them down. I will try to figure out the significance. I'm getting energy now on my right cheek while you're talking to me.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah. He's actually kissing you. That's Jeremiah. And you know what he says? Yeah, it's really, really beautiful because now I feel it really too. So he's kissing you on your cheek, and that's Jeremiah. And he does. He helps with us. Like, he's Mercy of God. Like, that's his title. And he helps through emotions. And we already spoke a little bit about it, but he really does help you process your emotions. And, of course, that's the wounded healer energy, too. It's like he really helps you with your emotions. And the reason for the kiss on the cheek was the way that he showed me is he kissed you on the cheek, and then that energy just emanated throughout your entire body. So I wouldn't be surprised if you felt a little warmth that came from that. And it's like that kiss in itself, like, helps you heal some emotions. And it's like a very soft, like, nurturing, like, healing energy that he's providing you. So he's really helping you process your emotional, the most emotional things in life. And I think you're a very strong empath, and you tend to really feel your emotions. Like, I feel that you really feel your emotions, that you're very the energy that I get is like you're very, very sensitive, but I don't think many people would know that you're that sensitive. Is that right?
That's probably very true. A stoic,
Yes. It's like you feel it so much. Yes, but you do run that stoic energy of like no one would know that you are feeling this much or that they hurt you that much. And not that you're running all this hurt energy, but it's like you get wounded, and it's not that you don't articulate that. It's just that people think people just think you're very strong, and that, that won't bother her or that won't hurt her. And the truth is that.
But that's because mother would not allow us to cry. That was considered a weakness. Yeah.
Well, let me heal that. And so part of my work is I'm the reader, like I'm just a translator, and my healing master, spirit guide Sabu, he actually comes in and he does the healing work. So when you book a session with me, I read, but then he does this beautiful healing. So not only are you finding out psychic answers, you're getting a beautiful healing if you want that, And so if it's okay with you, and I think that it is, I'm getting a strong yes, can I send in Sabu to really heal that mother energy that it's okay to feel? Is that okay to heal this?
Yes. That would be great.
Good, yeah. It's really in your heart space, the way that he's showing me, and it's your inner child. It's like your heart like opens up, and your inner child. It's like that wounded little child that's sitting there right in your heart space, and I'm getting and you feel alone, not necessarily alone, but it's like. But you do kind of feel alone. It's like you have family, but you feel kind of alone in your emotions because you're not allowed to feel. And so in turn, it actually makes you feel lonely because you question, well, I'm feeling this, but I can't communicate this. And so it almost kind of ostracizes you. It almost kind of makes you step out. And that's the stepping out of body and why Sandalphon is with you. I love it when it all comes full circle. Why Sandalphon is with you, because he does really help you ground, because most of your childhood, you just popped out of body to help you deal with this.
That's very true, because I was probably speaking light language when I was about 6 or 7 with my sister.
I was going to say 5 or 6. Yep.
What I really wanted to ask you, though, is that I had third eye opened. I'm all the clairs, but especially claircognizant. But when I usually see it at night, and I usually see it when I'm wearing reading glasses. I am now seeing a woman in a rocking chair reading a newspaper. I initially thought this was an entity, but no. And now I'm thinking it's like a great. I don't know.
I get that too.
What that is, and I'm trying to get, like, when I look at, now I'm retired. I did that last year. I'm looking at genealogy stuff. I'm thinking it's on father's side, but I'm trying to figure out, like, first name, last name. That would help me. If anything you get on.
I get something similar to, like, Elena, like an E-L. Maybe it's an Ellen. Maybe it's, like, I get something like Elena. So something, something that, are along those lines, like Eleanor, Ellen, Elena, like that format. That's what I'm getting. And I agree with you. It's, great-great-great-grandmother. It may be great-great-grandmother, and she's not, she's beneficial to you. So if you're comfortable with leaving her there, I'm comfortable with leaving her there because I'm asking her, and she just kind of peers out of her right eye and just kind of has like a little smirk, a little smile. She actually helps you ground as well, and she brings like a soft, nurturing energy to you, and that actually she's been brought here to help that inner child, that mother healing, and so she's there as a guide for you, and it's really to just kind of like, it's almost as if to ground the space that you two share together, and just kind of bring this like soft, nurturing energy because you didn't really have that growing up. And so the more that you heal, and she's going to help you, and Archangel Sandalphon's going to help you too, heal that little wounded child, your inner child, you're going to start seeing her more vibrantly, and her communication is going to start to open up more and more. But she's a beneficial energy to have in your space. So, and I get Elena, Eleanor, Ellen, something along those lines. And so I think she's beneficial for you.
Well, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome.
Thank you for calling.
Enjoy your healing. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
That was awesome. So we have come to the end of the show, and our passes so fast. So it is April, and next time that you are back is in July. So people, please put it on your calendars. Crystal will be back in July too. And by all means, whenever you're ready, go and use Take My Call. You can go to our website, www.charlotteview.net, and you'll find Take My Call as one of the options. And you can ask to be on the next Crystal Heinemann show in July too. And Crystal, thank you for being here. It's been awesome knowing about all of those. It's so awesome that there are so many angels around us and how they can help you out and communicate, and the messages they bring. It's awesome.
It's pure love. Yeah, if we all could see how supported we are, we all would be in a different space. This world would be in a different space. So I encourage everyone to just open up to the unconditional love that is right there, ready for us to receive.
Thank you. And thank you for being here, and thank you everybody for listening, and we'll be back in July 2 with Crystal, and thank you for your energy, your love, and thank you all the angels that were here to assist us, and goodbye.
Thanks.
Would you like to know more about your spiritual team? Do you want to find out where they stand around you? Do you want to know what they look like? Would you like to know what they do for you and how you can utilize them to benefit your life? Okay, well, if so, go to crystalsunshinepsychicservices.com. Go ahead and click on Offerings page and pick out Spiritual Introductions, and I'll be happy to read your team for you.
Now's the time to get more happy because the SoCal Resident Ticket is back at the Disneyland Resort. Save up to 25% on select multi-day tickets, and with more savings, you get more excitement, more joy, and more magic. There's no better time to get more happy. Visit Disneyland.com/SoCal or click on the banner for details. Savings based on non-discounted price for the same ticket. Valid for residents in select SoCal zip codes with valid ID. Tickets expire May 24th, 2018. Restrictions apply.
O'Reilly. Is your check engine light on? Don't ignore it. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today and let our professional parts people scan your vehicle for free. We'll retrieve the codes, discuss possible solutions, and even help you find a professional technician if needed. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today for our free check engine light help. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly. Auto Parts.